Hey, I'm back. I have over the weekend I kind of wanted to do something very different. You know how in our higher level languages, it's like in JavaScript, it's pretty easy to just do a hello world. It's alert hello world, or in Python, it's print hello world. Pretty easy, right? Um, I got to talking to a real old schooler coder back in the binary assembly days, and I had a thought that hey, I'm wondering, just to kind of go back and see to be able to appreciate how the languages we use, like Python, Java, JavaScript, appreciate how easy it is. I kind of wanted to just show um, how what we would normally do, like a hello world in any of those languages, how it's done in an assembly language. Assembly language, as you know, it's probably is the second level language that's close to the actual hardware. Okay, the lowest level is of course is binary, and I'm not even gonna mess with that. But I thought I thought I kind of wanted to just do something to kind of appreciate. To remind us to appreciate how easy the languages that we use are now that allows us to be very productive within a day. And I'm an old schooler myself, and I learned assembly a long time ago, and I thought it was just so fun to kind of show everyone. So that's my show and tell for today, or at least for this week. So you can see the back of behind me is the screen. This is assembly language. So of course you need Visual Studio. Now this is specific operating system, and I'm on Windows at the moment. So on Windows, aside from assembly language extension that you want to put in your Visual Studio, what you also will need is for Windows anyway is Flat Assembler, and you'll see how that's created. For Linux or Ubuntu or anything like that, you would need an assembler called NASM, and then you have a linker called LG for Linux, and or you can use Golang. I think Golang is also for Windows, but Flat Assembler for Windows is fairly easy. It's just one command, it compiles, because there are, like with NASM, you compile, it creates an object, and then you need to link that object to the Windows 32. So as you can see, you can already appreciate all of that setup, where with Python or JavaScript, you just install Node, and Python, you just install Python. So just the setup alone, you can already see how simple life is already with all those higher level language. Let me run this first, and then we'll go through each line. Well, each line, what it does, and the equivalent of JavaScript and Python. Okay, so this is, you just run it, and it's basically, oh, it came up to my other window. It basically is just a window like this. Okay, it says my assembly code, hello world. Press OK. That's all it is. Now, what it does is, from the very beginning of the line, lines 1 and 2, it's basically just preparing the console. And then it's just stating on line 2 what function, I guess, to start the application. And lines 4 to 6 is basically equivalent to importing libraries in Python and importing libraries in JavaScript. And then from lines 8 through, I believe, 8 through 18 here is the actual start of the application. Okay, really, this is just the equivalent of doing the hello world in Python, in JavaScript, and in Python, if it was a message box, it would be this right here on line 10. Okay, and then in lines 20 to 23 is the exit. There's nothing exit of the application. There's nothing. There's nothing in there that's equivalent to JavaScript. It terminates on its own. It handles it for us. For Python, there's a sys.exit, 0 for normal exit, and 1 for something going wrong, I guess, right? And then all from 25 to line 30, it basically is just setting up the memory, the things that needs to be written and read in memory, it sets that up. Okay, and it's setting up, hello world, my assembly code, which is basically what you saw when we ran this. It's going to pop up on my other screen. It's basically, putting this in memory already, and then setting up the window, how the window works. And then this whole thing here is the actual linking of the libraries to the operating system. In this case, .dll are Windows specific libraries for the operating system. .o is Linux specific library, and basically this is how it sets up to run in memory. It manages all of that. So I'll include, this is already in GitHub, I'll include this if you are interested. I just wanted to show, to kind of appreciate what we have now versus when with the assembly language. It's really cool, I think, for someone who's, who's just itching to just kind of learn these things. You can be very careful if you do go deeply into assembly. I apologize if you already know this, but because this actually touches all the registry hardware on the motherboard, be very, very careful, because this, if you end up in an eternal loop, it could actually, I believe it could actually burn out your motherboard. So be very, very careful with this. Okay. So anyway, please appreciate the like, the share, and subscription to my to these content. I love doing these things. Hopefully it helps someone, inspire someone. Okay, so thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next content release.